What is up, everyone? So last time you saw us, we found out that Brian locked up his freshly swapped in M54, which sucks, but it happens and we're gonna fix it, all right? So today we gotta figure out, well, what actually happened, because that's gonna determine the next course of action with Brian's car. So we have two possibilities here, right? We either hydrolocked it or he spun a bearing really bad that it really just seized on up. Now, the reason why we think he hydrolocked it is because he was drifting on track with massive puddles and his filter was on the bottom and he admitted he might have sucked up some water. We did drain the oil and we saw a lot of bearing material, which could potentially mean it's just a bearing, which is, you know, a common BMW thing, but we're not gonna know until, well, we take it all apart. So today, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna strip this thing down, drop the oil pan, and we'll find out soon enough what happened to this old girl. And then I am also hoping to make some progress on Josh's new engine for the Corrado. I feel like I've spent the last day doing nothing but cleaning and prepping parts so we could throw this thing back together pretty quickly, because I want all of this on here so I could officially finally play with my BMW, because we have all the pieces to throw the built engine back together. But we're gonna get right to it and start stripping this thing down to a long block. All right, so I'm hoping that this thing actually was just hydrolocked, right? That's best case scenario.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Best case scenario. We're a little worried, I know Brian's really worried about it actually being a bearing issue, which would suck because then it would kind of sway our confidence in the M54 when continuing on to a different motor, right? Let's get this thing off and we'll find out pretty quickly.
Oh.
Oh my God!
Oh.
Oh my God, we're mining for gold, baby. We just hit the jackpot.
Oh my God, you got a strainer, dude?
Dude, oh my God. See, I wasn't there when he did this, so maybe it was knocking and he just didn't know because he was raging on the track. Because Brian hot laps, right?
Yeah,
This car was always good for it, so maybe it didn't happen as sudden as he might have thought. The oil pump didn't break. A lot of you BMW guys know that usually this is a weak point of these 24 valve engines. Oh, wait. I spoke way too soon. It did come loose.
It did.
That's crazy. Look, he even tack welded it.
Yeah.
So that's such a common issue where this will actually either break or back off like this. And look, it did. So if this is not what caused the failure, which it was about to. Every E36, E46 guy knows, like everyone in every forum just like yells at each other, like make sure you wire nut, tack weld, whatever you gotta do to keep this bolt from coming loose.
And that's why.
And that's why. If this isn't a wake up call for every BMW guy watching me right now, here it is. This is it. That's crazy.
Survey says.
Jesus Christ. Oh, baby.
Oh
my God.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
The inside of that.
Big ouch. Oh, no, he lost oil pressure. Look it. 100%. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. How do we not feel this before when I was playing with it? That's it. Brian. That's it. Brian lost oil pressure.
All right, so we gotta weld it harder.
That's it.
Drops mic. Jimmy Oaks, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, can we get a round of applause?
Don't applause me, applause this fucking thing. How did we not notice this when we were playing with it before? So, Brian Hall.
Hey. What you guys doing?
What do you think happened to your engine here, buddy?
The oil pump nut came off.
Look at
You,
shit. This is crazy.
This is what I was afraid of, though, because everyone says this shaft breaks.
Yeah.
So I was worried to put too much of a weld into it would make it brittle.
Right.
And then break it. And obviously not enough weld.
That's crazy. Look at 2 and 3.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
roasted. Look at your fucking cap.
Roasted. Look at
the
it.
cap.
this.
Look at the cap color.
There's all my fucking bearing.
Yeah, you see the cap color down there?
Yeah, no, I know what a...
And this is supposed to be the better oil pump, isn't it? I thought it was.
Yep.
So before you guys roast me about my E36, I already bought the upgraded oil shaft and all that stuff, so hopefully this does not happen to my E36. Wow.
Well,
And the piece of crap freaking 328 motor that came out of my car was never welded and has about 10,000 clutch kicks on it and 156,000 miles, and it never had a problem.
That's crazy.
yeah.
Not surprised.
Did you show them to look at the top of that windage tray? Look at all that.
I don't even care. It's a useless piece of shit. Piece of crap. BMW junk. Get a Toyota.
They're pretty good.
Yeah, real good. 2 events, piece of shit.
Oh my god, this, yep.
The dollar per mile on this one was not advantageous.
Not stoked.
Not stoked.
Fuck it.
We got the nut off so you could see. This must have been happening for a couple 2-3 laps because, you know, it bounced around all loose and whatnot, and well, it lost the splines on it, so it lost oil pressure. And well, now it's time to figure out what's next. Yep. All right, so I'm hoping we have a little bit of luck left because Brian's cams in here are the ZHP cams, right? So if we find any other M54, we could slap these cams in it and it technically makes it a ZHP motor, right? So, and they're a lot cheaper. So these cams actually have some value to them. So I know the chances are very, very slim, but fingers crossed that they somehow survive this. So the lobes look clean, which is really good news off the rip.
They do.
Yeah, you guys. But what I'm worried about is what's underneath the cam cap. So
Yeah.
they're not. You know what? They're not that bad. This one's not that bad. It's not like the best thing ever, but honestly, BMW cams are usually known to be a little sus.
Screw this freaking engine.
No. Screw this oil pump. The
First
engine's
time in
great.
my life, I tried to do everything right, replace it, make it all brand new. Piece of shit.
It's okay. The oil pump sucks. The
I put
engine's
nothing
great.
but junk ass motors in every other car my whole life. All of them perfect. This piece of crap.
They're not perfect, but I think they're salvageable. So
They're honestly better than most BMW cams.
I know most BMW cams are pretty iffy.
Honestly, I don't see any.
How we looking
A little
there?
bit.
That's actually better than the other one. Well, the head's aluminum, so obviously the head's gonna go first. The cam caps do not look super clean. This one's actually gouged right here, but the cam itself shows no sign of wear, so
Good news.
that's good. That's really good news, actually. Now we can take a typical run-of-the-mill M54, put the cams in it, and we have a ZHP M54, so. All right, so I want to at least get the head on tonight for Josh so we can kind of just like get to putting the rest of the stuff on. So we threw the head studs back in this thing. We are reusing the old ones. We can, it's fine, don't worry. One thing we are changing though is we are using a decompression head gasket, this thing right here. This has to be the thickest head gasket I've ever seen. I mean, technically it's head gasket, spacer, head gasket.
Yeah.
It's 3.4 millimeters, it's crazy. So this should drop it down almost a whole point of compression, which is good because, right, there's gonna be an NAT conversion now because it has a NA bottom end. You wanna lower the compression to help the thing keep the rods inside of it. So,
Hopefully Josh has a good turbo, because this thing's gonna be slow as hell.
yeah, right. no, with this dude, it'll still be 9-to-1 because
Oh, that's
9A
okay.
is 10-to-1, so it really needs it. If you go ABA bottom end, I think it naturally makes it like 8.5 or 8-to-1, so I don't even think you need it if you do ABA bottom end. So, didn't deck the head because, well, Josh didn't really want to, and it only has like 2 heat cycles in it, if that. So the likelihood of it actually being warped or whatever, it is very low. So spent way too long cleaning the block, spent way too long cleaning the head. So I'm gonna put this on and we'll cross our fingers. We on? Okay, so now we got the head seated, typical process of putting a little ARP lube underneath the nut. And then we torque them down. According to ARP, we do 3 equal steps to what?
80 foot-pounds.
80 foot-pounds. Did I already mess up this torque too?
Probably. Sorry. This is the first go. We got 3 chances.
Always freaks me out, right? Because you're like,
Like, this is way more than 50 foot
yeah,
pounds.
this is way more than 50 foot-pounds. You look and you're like, is it broken?
Dude.
Yeah. Final step, the scary part. You feel like you're just gonna strip everything on the last step. Camera died, so we just quickly threw on the belt before things got sketchy, and well, it should be timed correctly, so we're gonna find out pretty quickly.
Oh God.
Just not be this hard.
No, that's not good. That's fun. All right, hold up, Josh. All right, so we found out that it's extremely difficult to crank over.
Dude, we slapped the head on this thing, and instantly I put the timing belt on, and the first thing you want to do is turn it over, make sure you did it right. And it turns over, and it's timed properly. However, it is extremely difficult to turn over.
So Josh has some pretty aggressive valve springs and some pretty big ass cams, which should make it more difficult to turn than factory, but not this hard. Fix one issue, find another. So.
Yeah, so I guess the goal here is to pull the cams out and then pull the lifters out and then put the cams back in and see if the cams spin nicely. If they spin nicely, it's an issue with the clearance.
And well, yep, let's pull these things out again. Looks like we should have just used this whole engine.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, that cap is really shitty. Definitely supposed to take that gear out first.
Really?
Yeah. And there we go. We exposed the valve spring underneath. So now the buckets aren't in the way, which means the cams are going to contact with the top of the valves or anything. So there's nothing restricting them other than it's where it's clamped down, right? So there should be very minimal resistance there. And well, the intake cam, it's not the smoothest thing in the world as my voice cracks, but it's definitely not horrendous. But the exhaust cam, dude, it is... It's a rough son of a bitch. It feels like we got 80 grit, like as bearings right here.
Oh no.
Yeah,
gosh.
so. Okay, well this is the part of the video where everyone's like, you should have checked this on the old motor because this was 100% an issue on the old motor, why it was cranking so slowly. Given the old motor still had lower compression, whatever needed to come apart, this is something obviously we should have looked into on the other motor. We just kind of didn't think of it being the cams. You know, you can't think of everything all at once. So is it the cams, is it the head, is it the way the cams fit in the head? We still gotta figure that out.
I think it's hitting here.
So we come over here. If you look, these cams, the head is milled down to fit these big ass cams, and there's just some spots that seem a little bit too tight, like over here. That we might think this might be the issue. Yeah.
Well, there's like, looks like it was clearance there, or it rubbed through. So
That was definitely rubbed through. There's not. I don't think that little lip is supposed to be right there.
yeah, and you could feel.
Yeah,
feels like shit.
that's dope. Engine gods are not on our side tonight. All right, so it looks like we have some investigation to do on the cams and the head situation here. It's getting late and I have a lot of cleaning to do, so we're gonna call it a night now, but we found out what happened to Brian's motor. Oil pump nut backed off. Very, very, very typical BMW issue to happen. It sucks, it was tack welded. Fortunately, it didn't penetrate and whatever, it happens. It is a super freaking common. So now we have to put together a game plan on what exactly Brian wants to do next. We'll give you a couple days to settle down first.
I don't even know what I want to do, so whatever.
We'll figure it out. But we'll get the ball rolling very shortly. And then Josh's engine, of course, yet again, another curveball with this thing. Surprise, surprise, but we'll figure out what to do. So we're gonna end it there for tonight. So you guys know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more content. And B-Hall.
Hop below, shop Jimmy O, buy me a new engine. Yeah! Have a good night, bye.